looks like Kevin Durant is staying with the Brooklyn Nets. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Sports to the Wire. For those of you who are actually new to the channel, I am your host, as always, Rashid White. All right, so as reported, and it looks like, and this is an indication on the moves that the Nets has actually made in terms of their free agent signings, and the fact that they're not willing to part with Joe Harris. And this is an update. The Nets moves an indication teams plan on bringing back their superstars, and they damn well better do, because, and listen, I was listening to Justin Germany on NBA radio. Let me get this actually straight with you, man. They are the product. Kevin Durant is the actual product. People pay money to actually see him play. Same thing with Kyrie Irving. He puts butts in the seat, and he's actually must-see television definitely from an entertainment perspective. Now, I know a lot of these guys in the media doesn't like Kyrie, and they say a lot of things about him, but I mean, none of his teammates trashes him. I mean, they have nothing but nice things to actually say about Kyrie Irving, and I believe he's the vice president of the Players Union, which is actually an elected position. So if Kyrie was so horrible and nobody wants to play with him, and teammates don't like him, they're not saying nothing bad about him. All right, so I just wanted to kind of get that out there. And listen, they all divas. Michael Jordan was a bad teammate in a sense, though. He punched teammates. He got a coach fired. Magic Johnson, the same thing. Got a coach fired. Yeah, you act like Kevin Durant and Kyrie are the first players ever to actually throw hissy fits. I mean, look at LeBron. LeBron got coaches fired, and the media still fawns all over him. Oh, LeBron this, LeBron that, LeBron this. I mean, LeBron throws his teammates under the bus, and there's a couple of people in the media that actually says it, but for the most part, they still sucking the guys, you know what? It's testes in a sense, though. All right, so both Shams Charania and Adrian Wojnarowski painted a picture of the Nets as a team who believes they have plenty of leverage and time, and as they get, try to get value for them with Durant. They're saying once again, pointing to the Raptors as the final. Listen, as a Brooklyn Nets fan, I don't want Scotty Barnes. I know what I got in Kevin Durant right now. Who knows what Scotty Barnes is actually going to be? Is he one of these guys that actually just going to do just enough to actually get a contract and then just take his foot off the gas? I mean, we've seen that plenty of times. I know when it comes to Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, I know exactly what what I'm getting out of them. Kyrie was a 7-8-time All-Star. I mean, he has big contracts in the past. He never took his foot off the gas. He still comes to play, except for that Ramadan issue. And this year, man, I wasn't cool timing or anything like that. But hey, listen, religion is religion. I respect that. Now, for all the people that don't understand basketball, the Nets, well, Kevin Durant actually has the best chances of winning right now with this team. We're talking about Ben Simmons, who you can't load up on Ben Simmons. You guys got to, I mean, you have to understand, you have Patty Mills, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, all guys that can actually be able to double team and look, and for the most part is going to be coverage there, and we know Ben Simmons can actually score. He had a 42-point game when I think it was a couple of years ago against Utah. We know he can actually score. He doesn't really need to in a sense. I'll take 15, 16 points from him. But, I mean, he's a matchup nightmare for opposing, point guards there. So when he actually brings the ball down court, or he's getting downhill, teams are gonna have to get back on defense quickly. You're not gonna see as much offensive rebound when he's actually in the lineup, because you got to get back because of how Simmons can actually push the basketball. All right, so they signed T.J. Warren. I got to look at him. I got to look at his game, but he averaged 19 points a game, and you have Royce O'Neal. I mean, these are big upgrades over here. So let's hear what Shams had to actually say.
Oh, Kyrie Irving opts back in to play with Kevin Durant. I watched that SportsCenter thing. They were like, Kevin Durant chose to play with the Nets because his really close friend, Kyrie Irving, was playing there. Obviously, all hell broke loose with the Nets over the last couple of years because of mandates that are different than every other city and decisions that are made by Kyrie Irving in the biggest city as opposed to everywhere else. Now Kyrie opts back in. Kevin Durant says, "Nah, get me the fuck out of here." Did Kyrie obviously not know that before he opted back in? How did he not know that? And are the Nets still not going to be cool with any decision making or trading that Kyrie Irving wants to have happen?
So Kyrie Irving, I think, knew and understood that this was a possibility. Even before he opted in, there were conversations that were going on behind the scenes that, listen, Kevin Durant is really considering his future with the Nets. And what does that mean? He's got 4 years left on his deal. I reported on draft night that he's really considering and mulling over his future. There were serious concerns around the Nets, around everyone within the roster, that Kevin Durant could eventually ask out. And so Kyrie Irving makes the decision to opt in. There was no clear-cut opt-in and trade scenario. There were a couple teams that had some interest, the Lakers being one of them. No one stepped up. There obviously wasn't a deal done. So Kyrie Irving opts in. His intention at that point is to play out the year. But Kevin Durant made a decision that only he can make in terms of going to the Nets and requesting a trade out of Brooklyn. And from everything I'm told, that stance has not changed. There's been no signal that he's going to back off of that. If anything, that stance is expected to continue throughout this offseason in terms of Kevin Durant wanting a trade out of Brooklyn. But on the other hand, the Nets, they pick up T.J. Warren today. They're making moves and they're doing things this offseason with, in their mind, the preparation and operation as if they're bringing these two guys back next season and playing with these two guys. Now, I think they're open in dialogue and they're open to teams like Toronto, Phoenix, Miami making offers. But until they get that price threshold met, which I'm told is all-star type players, a boatload of draft picks, they're not going to move. This is what they're telling me.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get it. I mean, because Kevin Durant can actually change his mind at any time. I mean, he is I'm trying to think of a word over here that's not insulting, but he's very demanding. Yeah, you're going to do things his way, and that's it. And there's a lot of pressure on Joe's side here. I mean, I did a video is that he's going to be the next James Dolan. Free agents will never, ever come to the Brooklyn Nets, not marquee free agents. And Joe Tsai actually has to save face. Give Kyrie Irving his money. It's another 4 years, but you got to think three-dimensional here, man. You got to think beyond that. Now, the Brooklyn Nets were a laughing stock of a team. A laughing stock. And now you have arguably, I say to me, in terms of his skill set, that Kevin Durant is the best player ever. He can shoot, he can handle the ball, he can pass, he can catch and shoot, he can play defense, he can guard 1 through 5, he can play 1 through 5, and that's equivalent to Michael Jordan. And if I don't want to hear, we did everything Kevin Durant asked and it didn't work out. Listen, that was injuries. I'm tired of people actually disregarding that. I don't want to hear no shit. It's the next man up. If Harris is out, who's going to duplicate what Harris can actually do? Can Bruce Brown shoot 43% from the three-point line? Can Claxton do that? Can Drummond do that? Seth Curry could do that, but he's on one leg. He had an ankle injury 1 month prior to come to the Nets. So if he's on one leg, then I don't have to back up off him. I can stay close to him and get my hands up, and he's not going to be able to really get a good, clean shot off. It's amazing how many people in the media just don't know anything about basketball here, man. So if Michael Jordan got hurt, you know, let's say in the second year, because everything is predicated on health here. I don't care how you splice it. If Michael Jordan gets hurt, you know, that out of those 6 title runs, they're not making it. They're not winning anything. So you want to, if he does get hurt, you're gonna say, "Oh, we got blowing up. Michael Jordan got hurt. I can't believe it." Then you're not good. You're not good basketball analysts. You can't see how Michael Jordan can actually has a first, second, third, fourth option in terms of him actually being able to beat you. But if he's hurt, there's nothing you can do. There's nobody that's going to be able to replicate Michael Jordan's production over here. I'm saying this very, very simplistically here. So run it back. Everybody's going to be healthy. Nobody's talking about blowing up the LA Clippers at all. Nobody's talking about that. About getting rid of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George because they were hurt. So mainly this is all injuries. All right, man, I'm over the 11-minute mark in this video, man. All right, man, I've been rambling. All right, so I think there's a high probability that that Kevin Durant and Kyrie is on the Nets next year. I don't think there's anywhere realistically that Kevin Durant can actually go unless he can win. Unless it's Golden State. And he doesn't want to go back there because you got to hear all these idiots in the media how, oh, Steph Curry, Steph's team, and he needed them. And he won without them. I remind you in 2015 that Kyrie and Kevin Love was hurt. And it was LeBron. His next best player was Delly. You got two all-stars out and bench players. The next year we actually seen what happened. And then this year you have Chris Middleton was out. And if he was playing, the Milwaukee Bucks actually gets to the finals. And I'm sorry, Giannis is a force, and there's no way that the Golden State Warriors was actually going to beat that team, the Bucks, because this is too big. They'll be constantly switching Steph Curry on to they'll be hunting Steph Curry, and Giannis got to help, and you get these guys wide open for shooters, and there's no way they don't have the athleticism to actually retreat back on that 3-point line and stop the Bucks. And you got size in terms of their length and shot blocking and everything. So let's wrap this video up. I've been rambling for a long time over here. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe here, and share the video out. When you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.